We've all got problems. Business is hard. This is my biggest problem this week. All right, guys, you know the drill. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, and make sure you hit the bell to get notifications of new videos coming up. As you may have noticed, it's early morning. All the shop doors are shut. There's a little bit of an echo, so I apologize before we even get into it. So, this morning I was thinking, what was one of our biggest problems this year? What was one of the big things that really was a pain that we had to fight through? And I came up with a perfect idea to talk about, and that is not having the right guys. At the beginning of this year, I pushed out with some longtime guys and some new guys and brought more people in. And we got a lot of guys that there was only several guys that knew what they were doing. So it was just a lot of labor and not a whole lot of skill. And this was such a challenge because we had so much work. We've still got a lot of work. It just never seems to end. But what happened is we brought all this on trying to pound through this because I don't like getting behind. I don't like booking way out. And what happened is it just caused more and more stress. You know, every job, there was something to always go out and look at, always go out and try to figure out, always try to walk someone through. You know, it was a challenge, and I know all of you have dealt with this. There's a lot of you guys out there listening to this video that's the whole reason that they don't get off like one-man truck and a crew, because they've tried it before, and when they're not out there, nothing goes right. And it truly is a challenge. It takes a lot. You got to get the right people, and you got to keep training and keep getting people around the right things so they can continue to take on more and more work and become more and more skilled. So that was a really huge hurdle, and that, like I said, was a great thing to talk about because this wasn't a week-long problem. Earlier this year, this was a several-month-long problem. You know, we got up to where we had more employees than ever, and we needed that, but we really needed more quality employees. And there was people that, just so you know how I am, and so if you can see this, maybe it'll help you, is there was people that we had that, you know, at least one guy or two guys that we've had for a while that I really wanted the best for them. I really wanted them to be able to move up and do more. And I was trying to take a round peg and force it into a square hole. You know, they were all the type of people that obviously want to get paid more. Who isn't the type of person that wants to get paid more? And I'm very willing for that. I want people to earn more money. So I was pushing them in the direction of, this is what you got to do to earn more money. And it wasn't right. Like, they didn't have the skills. I didn't think they had the skills, but we tried to push them out there and train them and have me out on the job all the time because it's what we had. And that's another deal you're going to run into. Sometimes it is what it is. You've got what you've got, and you've got to make it work. So, on the flip side of this, what have we done later in the season to make sure that this isn't such a problem, make things better? Throughout the year, and it's always been our deal, is to try to get more and more skilled people. So hire guys that can control things, hire guys that can get better and learn more. And what that's turned into is we've got more good leaders than ever. You know, we've got several strong leaders. A few of them, you know, at least a couple of them still need working on. Biggest issue right now is getting them to manage the people and not be afraid to, like, hey, I'm the boss here. You know, I'm the one that says, like, we're not going to the gas station on the way to the job because that's what you do as a big boy before you come to work. Things like that. But overall, the strength of everybody is good. And we've taken that, since we do so many different services, we've taken it. I've got a brand new utility truck for what I would consider at this point our head foreman. I mean, he is rock star. He's taken on all of the wood. He's taken on all of the paving, all of the complicated stuff. And we got a utility truck, so all of his tools are always in that. He always knows exactly where everything's at. and we're pushing more towards a style of things because it's the landscape side that's the hardest for me. The mowing and all of that is super easy. We can find guys for that. But we're pushing the landscaping to be more of a team comes in, does all the hard work, does all the challenging work, not necessarily the hard work, the challenging work to make sure it gets done right. We've got the right tools to get it done efficiently. Then the B team comes in and does little edging and softscape and planting. And then the C team comes in, and if there even is a C team that comes in, but if the other teams were needed, the C team would come in, and then they would put the mulch in the beds, put the rock in the beds, do this, do that. So it keeps people learning the specifics of what they need to do. Obviously, they can still keep cross-training, going with different teams, but it makes it where you need less equipment, and you've at least got, if you got one person you can trust on stuff, you can make sure they're out there doing the really, really hard stuff, and it makes you flow through work. So that's the things we've learned. That's the things that have happened earlier this season, and really that was one of the biggest problems, not earlier a week this year, but earlier a couple months this year, that everyone has, new employees trying to grow, trying to do more, and having to be just out in the field 24/7, not actually necessarily working, but like looking over how to train someone to do this, how to train someone to do this, how to train someone to do this. And when you realize that you keep going over the same thing over and over and over and over again, is when you need to step back and recalibrate and continue working on trying to hire new, better people to strengthen your team. I hope you guys enjoyed this. That was it. That was a big challenge for me this year, and it's went so well. Things have turned out better than I could ever imagine. I had my own thing that I started writing down in my quotes for myself, and it was, would you ever be scared if you knew there was always an answer? And that's really what I'm starting to figure out in life is there's a lot of situations I can look back years in the past now, and I can see when I was freaked out because I didn't think I was going to make certain things work, or I didn't think we were there yet, or I didn't think it was the right time. And a big ongoing thing with me is just do it anyway. And for the most part, everything's panned out towards the good. If it didn't pan out towards the good, I learned something. I fell forward and kept trucking. So that's the biggest takeaways from this. Guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up. Leave some comments down below. Tell me what you thought. Tell me what your issues with maybe this same situation have been. Tell me why you are sticking with your just one truck deal, which is awesome, or tell me why you're trying to have 1,000 trucks. If you hated the video, give it a thumbs down. Tell me why you didn't like it. I want to know what was wrong with the video, what you didn't like. Subscribe, hit that notification bell. Guys, you can also follow me on Snapchat. Obviously, YouTube is my main platform, but Facebook and Instagram as well. TikTok is something new. Haven't been super active on it, but I'm trying to do more all the time. Thank you for spending this time with me. It was a pleasure talking to you about my biggest problem. We'll talk to you soon. Have a great day.